Hello everyone, Lucy here. I'm back again with another video, and today... okay, so this one requires a little bit of backstory. This is going to be somewhat unhinged. But to be fair, I feel like the videos that I like the most that I make are somewhat unhinged. So, recently, I've been hanging out, I've been doing my schoolwork, I've been trying to get all that stuff done, like this, that, the other. I've been doing all my assignments, and recently I've been feeling really down, and I've been like, why do I feel so down? So then I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to go back to things that make me feel happy. So I've been trying to decide what it is that I should do that, brings me joy. Like something that I had done before that brought me joy. And I remembered I never finished Mystic Messenger. So I've been like, I know, I'm going to replay Mystic Messenger because I heard about the new game coming out called like The Sum or something. I started playing that one. I'm only like 2-3 days in. I don't know too much about it. I have some early gripes with the game, but like I might discuss that in a later video. Nonetheless, I decided that I am going to go ahead and make a video before I start replaying the main game for Mystic Messenger. Currently, I am flipping through the like the Christmas event, because whenever I feel like I need to do something really quickly in the game or something like that, or to get a feel for the characters again, I always play the Christmas event because it's so short, it's so easy to get through and whatnot. I'm like a day or two into it. I just finished up Yusung's route for that. I never managed to finish all of the routes in the Christmas event, so that's what I'm trying to do, and then I'm going to replay the whole game from scratch. So, before I actually play the whole game from scratch, I wanted to come on here and kind of talk about what I remembered from the game, what I liked, what I disliked, and my personal favorite things with the characters and whatnot. Alright then. So then, here we go, Mystic Messenger. Ba-ba-da-ba. It is a otome game, sort of like a dating sim aimed towards girls, that was released for cell phones roughly around 2016, I want to say. Yeah, about 2016. I remember I started playing it pretty soon after it came out, maybe like a month or two after it initially came out, give or take. I've always been partial to like otome games that I can play on my phone. I don't know how to explain it. They're like the main sort of otome games that I tend to play, mostly because I am too lazy to get a hold of the Alice series. The heart, if you know, you know, the Kunai no Alice series. I am too lazy to try to hunt those down and whatnot. And I like otome games. I like otome games. I do. They're fun. They're fun, funky, fresh. They're really silly. Some of the characters I really get attached to and I really like. Some of them that I don't like. Oh my god, I don't like them. But other ones I really do. So, Mystic Messenger is an otome game that came out roughly around 2016. It is exclusively played on the cell phone and tablets and things like that. I've heard some people say that they had issues playing it on their tablet. I would not know. I have only ever played it on the variety of phones that I've had over the years, since 2016. So, it got really, really popular in certain areas of the internet and certain other like sort of spots and things like that. And I decided to go ahead and play it, and I really liked it. I really like Mystic Messenger. I have a couple of gripes that I have with the game, and I have some things that I really like about it. Another thing, Mystic Messenger reminds me a lot of DMMD. The way that it's sort of set up. Like, the character archetypes feel like DMMD. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, Mystic Messenger feels like the straight-ish version of DMMD. I say straight-ish because he, but, like, it's DMMD for the lesbians and the straights instead of for the gays. That's what Mystic Messenger feels like to me. There's something about it. It's made from the same cloth. You know what I mean? They're feathers from the same cap. They are feathers from the same bird. They're fur from the same dog. Like, it feels very similar. Anyway, here is each of the characters. I'm going to go ahead and sort of do it in order of route appearance, with the exception of ZEN. You will understand why when I get to the end. So Mystic Messenger is split up into 3 different sort of sections. It is the original routes, the first original 3, and then it's the deep ones, which are closer to like true ends, I guess. And then it is the additional ones. I don't remember what name they gave them, but like there were additional stories that they added for fan favorite characters so that you could romance them too. So the first 3 are Yusung, ZEN, and Jaehee. The second 2 are Jumin and Seven. And then the other 2, the additional ones that they added later due to popular demand, are V and Ray. I will say I will be using Ray and Unknown interchangeably. I will not be using his actual name. He has an actual name, same thing with Seven. I'm not going to be using either of their real names in this video. I am just going to be referring to them as their pseudonyms, their aliases for now. I'll probably be using Ray and Unknown like interchangeably, but I'm just going to say Seven for Seven. So first off, it's Yusung. Yusung, I played his route once. I played almost every single character's route at least once. I remember not liking him. There was something about his route that I didn't like. I didn't like how he kept bringing up Rika. I didn't like all these other things. I didn't like... I don't really like a lot of like the younger sort of characters that they have in dating sims. You know how in dating sims and otome games and galge, they tend to have like that one really young looking character. Usually like a younger teen or something like that, you know, or on High School Host Club, it's Honey Senpai. In Fruits Basket, it's Momiji, like that sort of thing. You know what I mean? I tend not to gravitate towards those characters very much. I think they're cute. I tend to like them, but they're not like the ones that I get actually like attached to. Like I'll like their characters, but they're not the routes that I usually enjoy playing. And for this one, Yusung was not a route that I particularly enjoyed playing. There were some aspects of his route that I remember I didn't really like. I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember that I didn't like some of the things that he was bringing up, and I didn't like some of the ways that he behaved on his route.
This is why you can't trust the Pisces man.
Next up, it's Jaehee. Jaehee is more of a friendship route, but like... friendship? Oh my god. She's a friendship route. She's not a friendship route. She's not a friendship route. She's a lesbian. Anyway, so her route is treated sort of like a friendship route. There's no like big kiss at the end or big thing, but it has a lot of romantic undertones. Like if you play it, you know. Oh my god, you know. Like,
I know what you are.
like, you know, she's a little, you know. Anyway, I actually really liked her route. I wish that there was an actual romantic ending. Like, I wish we got a kiss. I wish we got, like, some sort of hug or, like, a cute CG. I enjoyed, like, the CGs that they ended up adding later. I do. But I do wish that there was a little bit more going on with her route, you know? I wish it was more explicit. I guess you could say. I wish it was a little bit more explicit, like how some of the other routes were. But I do like her route, and I remember liking Jae-hee. I was worried about her though. That girl was so stressed out. Like Jumin was stressing her out so bad that whole time, and I was like, Jumin, please be nicer to her, please. I'm begging you, give her time off. I'm begging you, please, Jumin. Oh my god. Speaking of Jumin, next up it's Jumin. So Jumin is one of the ones on the deep routes. He is really sweet. He's kind of deadpan. Like he's handsome. Oh my god, he's so handsome. Jumin is handsome. Like he's the K-drama lead guy. I don't know how to explain it. He's the K-drama lead guy. He's kind of quiet, a little aloof, a little, stoic, I guess you could say. He has a cat. He loves his cat. He loves his little kitty cat. And he is the K-drama lead. He is rich. He's handsome. When he falls in love with you, he is loyal. Like, he is the K-drama lead guy. He's the one that you would be watching, like, 30-something episodes of. And you're like, when is he going to get with the main girl? When is he going to get with the main girl? Like, that is him. And they are fully aware. Like, they do some K-drama stuff in his route. It is fun. It is so silly. I loved it. Oh my god, I loved it so much. Like, he even references them. It is so funny. Jumin, I remember I really enjoyed Jumin's route. Like, a lot of his sense of humor, a lot of, like, the way that he behaves, I tend to like some of, like, the stoic types a little bit. Like, there's some of my favorite characters. They're not my absolute favorites. I have other complete favorites. But, like, I like him. I really like Jumin. I remember liking his route. I remember liking all that stuff. I have never gotten any of the bad endings. But I have... Ooh, his bad end has a reputation. His bad end has a reputation, honey. Like... I don't know how to explain it. It just does. I might try to get his bad end this go around. Because I'm going to try to unlock all the endings. I'm going to try to be a completionist, because now that Chobits has released a new game, I don't know how much longer they're going to be continuing maintenance on Mystic Messenger. Like, I genuinely don't know how much longer they're going to be doing maintenance. So I want to try to get as much out of it as possible. I'm going to try to pull out all the CGs. I'm going to try to get all that stuff. I'm going to try to record whatever I can, that sort of thing. But I remember I loved Jumin's route, and I really liked Jumin. Next up is 7. Look, I like 7. But I got really frustrated with him in his route. Genuinely, I got so frustrated with him in his route. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, so 7's route, it's a little difficult to explain. But in the beginning, he's very flirty. He's very silly, sweet, whatever. And then later on, he starts to get cold. And it's not like someone cold who warms up to you like Jumin does. It is more somebody who starts out really goofy, fun, silly. And then who gets cold later. And I've never liked that in my games. I've never liked that in my anime. I tend not to like that sort of character archetype thing. I understand why they went the route that they did. I understand why they did what they did. And he's kind of like their golden boy. Like, Chobits seems to like 7 the most out of all the other characters. Like, he gets the most merchandise, he gets the most everything, and his ending is considered to be the true ending. Like, his ending is like, oh, he's the one that was meant to be, he's the one who was in love with you in all the routes, but there was someone else who was in love with you with all the routes. But nonetheless, 7 is like the true ending. I remember I enjoyed some of his route, but some of those parts, like, really irked me, because I don't like it when they do stuff like that with characters. I was like, ugh, like, is this really necessary? Does this need to happen? Genuinely, does this need to happen? Like, whatever. But nonetheless, I liked 7's route. I enjoyed it. In the end, like, when it got to the ending, I ended up liking it, I liked it. 7's route is also, like, the most kind of plotty one. There's a lot of plot in 7's route. There's a lot of plot in Yusung's route. And, like, ooh, there is so much plot, honey. And I like it. The plot of the game, I will get into later, but, like, it is something. Next up, it's the ones that they added later. V, I have never played V's route, and nor have I played Unknown and or Race. I liked V in the main game. I thought that he was really, I felt bad for him. Oh my god, I felt bad for V. Like, he has so much stuff going on, like, constantly. Like, he has so much stuff that he's juggling, so many things on his plate, and he's, like, trying to keep himself together. And on top of all of that, he is hurt really bad. Like, when you get to the end of the game, that you know he has a lot that he needs to get through. He has a lot that he needs to deal with, and I feel so bad for him by the end of the game, which made me dislike Yusung even more, by the way. Like, it made me not like Yusung even more, because Yusung was being a dick about it. Like, he was being such a jerk to me, and I'm like, Yusung, leave him alone! This man is going through enough, and then you're sitting there like, what? Like, I get it, you're hurt, you're upset, but like, oh my god. Oh my god. Chill out. Ugh. Anyway. And then, like, I felt bad for V. I am eventually going to play V's route. That is what I'm planning to do with this next playthrough. I am going to be playing through V's route. So let's see how that goes. Then there is Ray and Unknown. I have not played their routes either, but I have not played his route either, but like, oh, I feel bad for him too. It's like the two added routes are the sad ones. Like, the characters that you feel really bad for. Because I do. I feel really bad for Unknown. I don't have a full idea of what happened to him, but I have a general idea of everything from what I can recall, at least. And it's like, oh my god, Unknown has been through a lot too. Like, the poor boy. Like, somebody give him a pat on the head. Please. Someone be nice to him. Please, I beg you. Ah.
All is forgiven, baby. Come on, get dressed. You're my date to the pep rally tonight. You were meant to be mine. I am all that you need. You carved open my heart. Can't just leave me to bleed. Veronica!
Final character I need to talk to you about is Rika. Rika doesn't have too much to do in most of the routes. She pops up a little bit later. She doesn't have much to do in most of the routes because she isn't physically there. But later on in the game, a lot of the stuff that has to do with her in general, the type of person that she was and or so on, she pops up much more later, where like there's a lot more discussion about her as a character and things like that. Personally, I love Rika's design. I think Rika is really pretty. I think she's gorgeous. I think she has a very pretty design, but she frustrates me so much. Like, Rika, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, I am very thoroughly upset with her as a character. Like, from what I can recall, at least, I remember being very upset with her. I don't exactly remember why. I don't remember a lot of the game, because there is one character that I hyper-focused on so much that I sort of wiped everything else out. Rika, beautiful design, something. There's something about her I did not like. Nonetheless, her sort of ambiance is felt throughout the whole game. Finally, we're getting into my favorite one in the whole game. My man, my boy, the love of my life, the fire of my heart, the apple of my eye, the cream in my coffee, the man, like, he is my husband, he is my boyfriend, he is my lover. Oh my god. ZEN!
I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me.
Oh my god, I love him. I love him so much. He is my favorite. Oh my god, the whole reason why I decided to play the sub is because I heard that ZEN pops up in it, or they mention him, and I was like, I'm gonna play this game. I was like, I'm gonna play this game. That is it. That's all I need. Okay, he's in it. I don't care. I don't care if he says anything. I don't care if I even get to see his face. I don't care. Like, they mention him in the game. I am here. I am here. I am seeing. I am looking. Anyway. So, ZEN is my favorite. He is like a golden retriever come to life. He is the most lovey-dovey. He's the sweetest one. He's very upfront. Oh my god, he is so upfront from the very beginning about how he feels about you. Like, he is straightforward. He's like, I like you. I think you're cute. I want to be with you. I don't even know what you look like. I only know how you sound like. But I am madly in love with you. I want to date you. I want to be with you. Like, like, he is so straightforward. Like, he goes through the whole thing from the common root in the very beginning. He's all like, I'm interested in you. I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm interested. Like, he's flirting every 2 seconds. He's being sweet every 2 seconds. Like, it is clear how he feels. He doesn't even know you. And he's like, I am in love with you. And in every single route, he still acts like that. Like, he's all like, what did Jumin do? Like, I remember in the Valentine's Day event, Jumin left for a little bit. Like, he was gone for a little bit. So you were alone for Valentine's Day. You get a call from ZEN.
해피 발렌타인. 전화 안 받을 줄 알았는데 받았네. 혼자야? 너 지금 통화 괜찮아?
And then you tell ZEN, like, you're like, oh, I'm a little sad because, like, Jumin's not here right now. I think he's busy with work or something like that.
혹시 주민이 녀석이랑 무슨 일 있는 거 아니지? 뭐? 해외 출장? 아니, 오늘 못 볼지도 모른다니.
And then ZEN immediately is like, why isn't he treating you right? Why isn't he being the best, like, husband ever? Like, how could he behave like this? How could he treat you like this? How dare he? And then he's like...
너 세상에서 제일 행복하게 해줄 것처럼 그러더니 아, 진짜 일 때문에 그런 거 확실해? 널 애지중지하던 놈이 이럴 리가 없는데? 그 녀석이라면 날짜 보고 스케줄 조정해서 시간 만들 수도 있었을 거 아냐. 아우! 생각할수록 말이 안 되네. 자, 안 되겠다. 나 한주민한테 전화해서 따져야겠어. 나 말리지 마. 어? 같은 RFA 멤버로서 이건 중요한 문제야. 이 차기 회장 녀석이 전화 안 받으면 그때는 아주 그냥 확. 암튼 한주민 녀석한테 내가 한마디 해줄 테니까 너 조금이라도 기운 냈으면 좋겠다. 혼자 소갈이 하지 마라. 널 위해서라면 이 정도는 아무것도 아니야. 그러니까 기운 내.
Oh my god. And then he, like, after he hangs up, Jumin comes in and he's like, why is my phone getting blown up by ZEN? Like, why is ZEN harassing me? He has called me like 20 times in the past 5 minutes. Like...
물건이 많아서 걷기가 힘들군. 하마터면 떨어뜨릴 뻔했어. 아, 김 기사? 그래, 내 물건은 그쪽에 두면 돼. 수고했어. 뭐지? 부재중 전화가 10통이나 와 있는데 10통 다 제니로군. 오늘 같은 날 젠과 통하는 건 내키지 않는데 중요한 용건이면 다시 연락할 테니 무시해도 상관없겠지.
Oh my god, I love ZEN. ZEN is your biggest cheerleader. He's your biggest love. He's the biggest... Oh my god, he is just... I love him so much. He loves you in every single route. Like, I know that 7 does, but so does ZEN. And honestly, I prefer ZEN to 7. I love ZEN so much. He is amazing. He is sweet. I love his voice. I love his character. I love everything about, like, the way that it works. Like, there are some things about ZEN that's a little like, maybe they shouldn't have said that. But, like, you know what? We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all say things like, oh my god, this is me, like, explaining away all of, like, the yandere characters that I liked from my youth. All like, oh, we all make mistakes, and it's like, he killed your boyfriend, and it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, boys are just placeholders. Like. Oh my god, I love ZEN so much. He is my absolute favorite. Like, I could ramble about him all day. I am ride or die for ZEN. I am a ZEN girl all the way through. I love him so much. He is my absolute favorite. And I want more merch. Chobits, make more ZEN merch. Please. I'm begging you. Please. More ZEN merch. More ZEN merch, Chobits. Please. Please, Chobits. Can you hear me out there? Anyway. So the basic plot of Mystic Messenger is this. You find a lost cell phone. This starts ringing. You answer it. You're all like, hey, who is this? Where do I return this phone? Should I just take it to the cops or whatever? And then the dude on the other end is like, oh, hey, can you like drop it off at this apartment? And you're like, sure, okay, why not? This isn't weird at all. So you go to like this apartment and then he's like, hey, here's the door code for the apartment. Can you just go in? And you're like, okay, why not? Like dumb white people in horror movie decisions or silly otome girl decisions, I guess. And you go in into the apartment and then they're all like, oh crap, like the phone starts ringing, you end up in a chat room and then all these people are in this chat room and they're like all the characters are in the chat room and they're like, hey, what are you doing in here? What's going on? And then like Seven's like, hey, there's someone in the apartment. Like that apartment's been abandoned for years. That was the apartment of Rika, and Rika has been dead for 15 years. Ooh. And he's like, what are you doing in her apartment? And you're all like, what? I don't know. I just was trying to return this lost phone. And they're like, well, no, you can't leave the apartment. And you're like, what? Why can't I leave the apartment? And they're like, well, you can't leave. And you're like, okay, I guess. Like, why not? I'm stuck in this high-rise apartment. This nice, probably fancy little apartment somewhere in Seoul, probably. Like, I don't have to pay rent. I can stay here for free. Okay. Like, I totally understand why the main character decided to make that decision. I totally get it. I get it. Oh, something I forgot. Main character. This is you. You're the main character. She makes some decisions. Some of the decisions that you can make are really funny. Like, I absolutely love some of the decisions. And I purposely sort of designed myself to look like her on purpose. Like, I want to... The whole point of me making my model look like this, I don't care. This breaks immersion, whatever. I made my model look like this specifically because I wanted to make myself look like a generic character from an otome game. I wanted to make myself look like every single main character ever from any otome game, specifically for the joke of it all. Oh my god, for the comedy aspect. Anyway. I know, so the main character walks in, she's like, ooh, I get to stay in this apartment for free in Seoul. Like, I don't have to pay rent. Okay, I'll stay here. Like, and you can't leave. I don't know how she's eating. In all honesty, I have no idea how she's eating. Like, can she, like, walk out of the apartment and just buy stuff whenever she wants? Is she, like, wired money or something to be able to buy groceries? Does she ever go home, pick up her groceries, and then come back or something? Does she just order takeout, like, every single day? Does she just not go outside and, like, order takeout every day? I don't know. I don't know what the main character's doing. And in all honesty, I would probably stay home and order takeout all day too. Like, it was her. If I didn't have to worry about paying rent, and I didn't have to worry about classes, and I didn't have to worry about nothing, I would also just order takeout every day, hang out in a free apartment, and talk to pretty boys. Like, I don't know who wouldn't do that. Who wouldn't do that? Like, if you had the choice, if you didn't have to worry about nothing, in this economy, I understand. I get her. But to be fair, she is also me. I'm playing as her, so she is me, and I am her. Anyway, so Mystic Messenger's sort of thing is that it had a real-time kind of feature where, like, chats would pop up at certain times of day or certain times of the night, and you would get phone calls from the characters at certain times of day or night, and you could answer the calls, and you could reply to the chats, and depending on how you reply and how you interact with the characters, you know, you end up on the different routes. The usual sort of thing when it comes to these kinds of games. The only thing is that Mystic Messenger was specific in that it sort of treated the whole thing as if you were actually in a chat room talking to real people. Like, if you had some sort of Facebook group chat or something, and it was filled with, like, these characters, and you were just talking to them. And oftentimes they would talk about either plot-relevant stuff, or they would talk about their day. Or they would be like, hey, have you eaten today? Or, how have you been? Did you get any decent sleep? Like, you know, normal sorts of things. So it has a level of immersion that a lot of other otome before it didn't really have. Even some of the other phone otome that I had played, they didn't have this level of immersion before. And the phone calls can be really cute and sweet, and talking to the characters is really fun and everything. So it's like they went out of their way to make as immersive of an experience as they could with this game. And I personally think they did a really good job. There are some things, you know, like some issues with the game, such as like how long it might take for you to get hourglasses and things like that, or stuff like that. Especially since you need to pay real life money to get hourglasses, or you have to earn them in game by doing specific things, or by playing particular routes, or by swapping out like the hearts that you can get. I like the fact that they added that you can swap out the hearts for hourglasses, because otherwise the hearts don't really have any particular importance outside of like sort of keeping track of which character you're romancing in the moment. I like that. I actually really like that. It's a very fun game. The rest of the plot is like you talking to them, you romancing them, and then as Otome games are known to do, not exactly how Otome games are known to do. Like Otome games are known for being kind of wild, I feel like. Otome games tend to have some wild things going on. Like the Alice series? Oh man, that's wild. Like I read some of the manga going with it, and it's like there's a lot of stuff going on in that. Diabolic Lovers, I know, is probably wild by design because of the way that the game is sort of set up. And some of the phone otomes that I had played in the past, I remember being relatively, like, they had some stuff going on in the plot, my guy. Like, oh man, there was a lot of stuff happening. But it tends to be kind of a lot sometimes. Like, if you know, like, it tends to be kind of a lot. So that's something. Nonetheless, there is a big overarching plot that has to do with some other stuff, and has to do with, like, Rika's legacy to a certain extent, like, what's going on with her. In the game, it's explicitly stated that you are part now of this thing called the Rika Fundraising Association, or the RFA. You are now part of the RFA, and you have to help them with their usual duties. You have to answer emails and phone calls and stuff like that, and you have to help them sort of set up an event for things like fundraising, you know? And when you finish each route, like, if I remember correctly, it asks you where would you like to donate to? And then you could, like, donate to, like, women's shelters, or you could donate to, like, food insecurity, things like that. You know, it's a really sweet little thing. So you're now part of the association, and you're helping them plan the first sort of event that they've planned in a long time. Like, since Rika's death, like, you have to, like, help plan this whole thing. And there are some questionable things happening, such as how you ended up getting in the chat room in the first place was because of a hacker. So there's some weird hacking shenanigans going on. There are some actual threatening things that happen in the game. Like, some dangerous things happen and stuff like that. And it's a whole thing. Overall, I remember really enjoying the game. I really liked the plot. I really liked the characters, especially one character in particular. Oh my god. And yeah, just Mystic Messenger. That is what I can remember from it. It was unhinged. Like, some of the stuff that happens in Mystic Messenger is genuinely kind of unhinged. And is absolutely hysterical. Like, there is so much comedy value in this game. I don't know how to explain it, but there is so much comedy value in this game. And I cannot wait to replay it. I will make an update video later. After I finish replaying all of the routes, I am going to save as much as I possibly can. And that one's going to be more spoilery than this. Like, it's going to have a lot of spoilers and whatnot. I'm also planning to do, like, the little Valentine's Day things. And I'm planning to do the after ends and all that other stuff as well. So that's my unhinged, partially hinged take on Mystic Messenger, what I can remember from it, like my sort of feelings about the game so far before I replay it. So here's to hoping that the game is as much fun as I remember it being. Okay, I hope you like listening to me ramble about Otome games for like a solid, I don't know how long this video is. I am not paying a lick of attention to how long I'm taking recording this. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.
So, who's it gonna be? Cleo, I care about you. And every moment we spend together makes me want to know you more. My abs are so firm, you can grate. Jesus!